So, just a few days ago, or maybe it was a week ago, I'm not exactly sure, but Trump at a rally in South Carolina, because that's like the next primary, um, trying to get delegates for. And I'm pretty sure that, unfortunately, Trump's going to get the delegates because he's got a lot of supporters. He's got a lot more supporters than Nikki Haley. Um, but he said something at that rally that I don't think any other president has ever said. Well, they've said it, but not in the way Trump said it. And basically, he was talking about NATO, talking about the NATO allies, and at the end of his speech, um, he was talking to, I'm not sure who it was he was talking about, but I guess it was like one of the countries, allied leaders from NATO, and she was asking him if we don't pay our fair share, um, what's going to happen. And he basically said that he's talking about Russia. He's talking about Putin. If they didn't, then Russia can do whatever hell they want with that country. And there's a reason why no other president has said that. Because, well, for one, it's as the leader of the country, the last thing you want to do or say or do anything to break that relationship with that allied country, or you want to stay friends with that allied country, because when we was in World War II, we needed other countries that helped us to win the war, and in future war that's going to be the case. So I know we have the best military in the world, and all that, but doesn't mean we're not going to need help. So when you say that, it's just very reckless, dangerous, and basically, especially when you say that to a bunch of people in attendance. I don't know how you can say that's not someone that doesn't have mental illness. Because if you don't have a mental illness, I can't see, that wouldn't make sense to me to say something that crazy. It just wouldn't. Um, so, and and it wouldn't shock me at all if one day, God forbid, I hope this never happens, but what if he was president again, and Russia attacked one of these allied countries because they didn't pay their fair share, bombing hospitals, churches, schools, roads, killing thousands, probably millions, innocent children, elderly, women, handicapped people, all kinds of people, any kind of people that's living in that country, because of what he said, you know, um, well, just like what, we're just going to stand by and not do anything because, I'm sure there's other reasons why, because we're the richest, I think, well, I think it's either, I'm not sure if it's either us or China is the richest economy in the world, um, but you can't expect all these other allied NATO countries to pay in as much as we do. And it just wouldn't make sense. But I do agree that they should pay their share, but I don't expect to be like, well, if we can pay this amount of money, then they should be able to pay this amount of money when their economy and their population and all those other factors are a lot smaller than ours. It's just not logical. But yeah, and I think in some ways I'm glad he says something like that, because it's going to make it harder for him to get reelected, and um, he's going to get his voters, that's just, but um, with that being said and other things being said, Roe versus Wade, really, when he does win re-election, it's because of the words coming out of his mouth, But yeah, But we shall see. But I think come November, Donald's going to face the reality that he didn't just lose once to Biden, he lost twice to Biden. Yeah, and he's going to live with that the rest of his life.